I mean, it's amazing to me when I think back, think about everything that I've done and how I started at such a young age. But I feel very blessed. I learned a lot. I've been doing this for 7 years now, so I totally feel like a veteran, even though I'm still very young. I wanted to sing, I wanted to act, I wanted to dance. From the moment I stepped foot on stage, at 6 years old in the play Annie, I was like, this is what I want to do. I have to do this. I'm happy doing this.
R&B star and singer Aaliyah Dana Houghton was born on January 16, 1979 in Brooklyn, New York to Diane and Michael Houghton. She was named after a Swahili word meaning most exalted one. Aaliyah grew up with an older brother who she was very close to. He was 2 years older than Aaliyah. His name is Rashad Houghton, and he is a film writer and director. Aaliyah was very family-oriented and very close with her family growing up as a kid. She got her vocals from her mother Diane, who was herself a strong vocalist. Aaliyah attended Jesu Elementary growing up, which was a Catholic school. Aaliyah began performing at a young age. She would sing at church, weddings, and other events. At the ripe young age of 9, she appeared on Star Search in 1983, the TV program. There she competed and sang My Funny Valentine. She would end up losing, but she didn't quit or give up on her talents. Her aunt was the amazing Gladys Knight, who really helped her into show business.
Yeah, I remember she called my mother and asked would I like to perform with her. But she was doing 5 shows in Vegas at Bally's Hotel, and of course I was like, yes, definitely. I had done a lot of performances at that point, and I felt it would really, really be a great learning experience for me. So we went out to Las Vegas, and I sang Home in the middle of her show. She brought me out, and then she came out with me, and we sang Believe in Yourself together. She taught me a lot. She taught me how to work stage, how to captivate an audience, and, put emotion into a song, and to not be shook by being on stage, And the first night I was on stage, in the middle of the stage, and I just sang straight up like a little broomstick, and then I just walked off, no feeling, no emotion, and she told me, you can't do that. You have to reel an audience in. So it was a great experience for me.
With the help of Gladys, Aaliyah auditioned for record labels, commercials, and TV programs. Aaliyah would sign with Jive Records and Blackground Records, which was her uncle's label, her uncle being Barry Hankerson, at just 12 years old. Hankerson was also managing a rising R&B star named R. Kelly at the time. He introduced the two in 1992. Kelly soon took Aaliyah under his tutelage and began writing and producing songs for her. Aaliyah's debut album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, was recorded when she was 14 and released in 1994. It featured the 2 smash singles Back and Forth and At Your Best. Both songs would hit the pop top 10 and went gold, and Back and Forth went all the way to number 1 on the R&B charts, while At Your Best fell 1 spot short. Her debut album sold 74,000 copies in its first week and jumped from 24 to 18 in the Billboard Top 200. It would sell over 3 million copies in the US and would become certified double platinum. Aaliyah at 14 had shot to international stardom essentially overnight.
Coming out so young at 15 and having success at that age, of course, there were times when I felt like I was in a daze and I couldn't believe that this was happening. I'd worked so hard, I'd been rejected, I lost on Star Search. I auditioned with a lot of record companies that didn't think I had it. So to finally have that album and have that success, I was like, wow, I did it. So even to this day, there are times when I sit back and I'm like, wow, I'm acting now. I'm really doing everything that I want to do, and it's an amazing feeling. So
when she was 15, news broke about an illegal marriage to R. Kelly, her producer. It was rumored that Aaliyah had wed R. Kelly in an illegal marriage that was later annulled. The pair, however, denied the rumors. Documents later would confirm, however, that the two wed in the state of Illinois that August and had gotten an annulment shortly thereafter. By the time the media buzz died down, the two had parted ways both personally and creatively. Aaliyah left Jive Records to quiet the rumors and signed with Atlantic Records. She released her second album, One in a Million, in 1996, with If Your Girl Only Knew going all the way to the top of the R&B charts. Her brother Rashad wrote the video treatment for a 4-page letter in just 2 hours while studying at Hofstra University. Her second album reached as high as 18 in Billboard 200 again and sold 3.7 million US copies and 8 million worldwide. She was double platinum again.
My style, I love when I read an article, someone said Aaliyah's image and her style is street but sweet. And I love that because it is a bit hard-edged. It is street. It's very raw. Some of the tracks are very raw. So that someone like a DMX can get on the track and rap on it, and then I can come on the track and sing as well. And my voice is very sweet. It's very simple. It's sweet, airy sort of sound. So I think that's very fitting. It's street but sweet.
During all of this, she also graduated from Detroit High School for Performing Arts in 1997, where she majored in drama with a 4.0 GPA. Upon graduation, she got cast on the television series New York Undercover. In 1997, she contributed the cover version of Journey to the Past for the film Anastasia. Journey to the Past from Anastasia was nominated for an Oscar, and in early 1998, she had a major hit with Are You That Somebody from Eddie Murphy's Dr. Dolittle. In 1998, she performed Are You That Somebody at the Academy Awards, becoming the youngest singer to perform at the event. Her song, Are You That Somebody, got her a Grammy nomination. In 1999, Aaliyah got her first major film role in Romeo Must Die, where she starred alongside Jet Li. The film was a major success, and her song Try Again was on the movie's soundtrack, along with others. Aaliyah also completed filming in the vampire flick Queen of the Damned, playing the title role as a vampire queen. Aaliyah starred alongside Stuart Townsend, Vincent Perez, and Lena Olin in the 2001 film, directed by Michael Reimer. She was also cast in a prominent role in the 2 sequels to The Matrix.
The Matrix, it's The Matrix. I wanted to be a part of The Matrix. It's Star Wars of our time. And that's why I went after that one. And from here on out, I would love to just try a myriad of roles. I want to show my versatility as an actress. I want to try dramas, independent films, romantic comedies, what have you. So you'll be seeing a lot from me in the future as an actress.
Her third album, titled Aaliyah, released in 2001. It sold 190,000 copies in the first week. It also reached Billboard number 2, as well as reaching gold status after 5 weeks, and later again for the third time in 3 tries, reaching double platinum. About a month after the album's release, Aaliyah traveled to the Bahamas to film a video for its second single, Rock the Boat. After completing the shoot early, the crew decided to return to Florida instead of waiting for the next day as per schedule. For their return, they boarded a small private airplane. The plane was smaller than the one the crew had arrived in. However, the whole party and the equipment were loaded on board, overloading the plane with 700 extra pounds and 1 excess passenger.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. A breaking story out of the Bahamas tonight. Authorities have confirmed that R&B singer and actress Aaliyah is among 8 people killed in a plane crash.
Yeah, the plane crashed as it tried to take off from the island of Abaco in the Bahamas. 9 people, all Americans, were on board that plane. 1 man survived the crash and was taken to a nearby hospital. The plane was leaving Marsh Harbor Airport around 3:50 local time when it went down.
Aaliyah and her crew had been shooting a video in the Bahamas. The plane was taking the group back to the United States when it crashed. CNN is reporting that baggage handlers said the plane was overloaded with suitcases and that the handlers and the plane's pilot complained about the heavy load. But they say passengers insisted on taking everything with them. Aaliyah was recently nominated for a Grammy Award for her song Try Again and made her acting debut in the movie Romeo Must Die. We'll have more on this breaking story as it develops.
The death of singer Aaliyah is still making headlines around the country. People might not know the entertainer got her first break on stage right here in Las Vegas, courtesy of her aunt, performer Gladys Knight.
Aaliyah was born in New York City and raised in Detroit. She was just 22 years old. Aaliyah actually got her start, though, right here in Las Vegas. She's the niece of legendary singer Gladys Knight. The two actually performed together when Aaliyah was just 11 years old.
And there are some new developments surrounding that tragic plane crash. It turns out the pilot of that plane, Luis Morales III, was recently charged for cocaine possession and may not have been authorized to fly that plane. Morales pleaded no contest to the drug possession charge just 12 days before the crash. He was a certified pilot hired to fly the plane just 2 days before the crash, but officials with the FAA say they do not have any records authorizing him to fly the plane for the operator. The cause of the crash is still under investigation, although engine failure and overloading of cargo are two theories being considered.
Gladys Knight had just wrapped up a concert in Las Vegas when she got the news. Traumatized, Knight thought about the 36-year-old son she lost 2 years ago, and she thought about how a higher power helped her through that tragedy.
I was able to go back and draw on that same faith that got me through that. But it is a pain. It is something that you can't really explain to people. The hurt, the depth of it.
Knight says she composed herself because she had another show to do. When she went back on stage,
I sang for Aaliyah that night because she had sung her songs here. And it was time for her to sing her songs elsewhere.
Elsewhere as in up in heaven.
The plane would crash soon after taking off, killing everyone on board. Investigations into the crash showed that the plane had been loaded far past its weight capacity, and that pilot Luis Morales had recently been arrested for crack cocaine possession, traces of which, along with alcohol, were found in his system. The charter company Blackhawk International Airways had not authorized him to pilot the aircraft. Aaliyah's funeral services were held on August 31, 2001 at the Frank E. Campbell Funeral Chapel in St. Ignatius Loyola Church in Manhattan. At her funeral, 22 white doves were flown to celebrate each year of her life. Her singles I Care For You and More Than a Woman released posthumously and reached the top 25 of the Billboard Hot 100. At the American Music Awards in 2002, Aaliyah won 2 posthumous awards, Favorite Female R&B Artist and Favorite R&B Soul Album. In 2003, she was named as one of the top 40 women of the video era in VH1's series The Greatest. Billboard has listed Aaliyah as the 10th most successful R&B female artist of the past 25 years and 27th most successful R&B artist overall. Her work with Timbaland especially was some of the most forward-looking R&B of its time. Aaliyah was dating Damon Dash, co-founder of Rockefeller Records, at the time of her death. She was strongly credited with redefining R&B and hip-hop in the 1990s. Aaliyah was paid tribute at the 2001 MTV Video Music Awards. Queen of the Damned was a commercial success upon its release in early 2002, topping the box office in its first week. At 22, she not only had a very successful recording career but also established herself as a motion picture actress and an accomplished businesswoman. Looking back at her biography, it's no wonder her name means highest, most exalted one. She had achieved so much in her short life of 22 years. She was a unique individual who gave all of herself in whatever she did. Whether it was charity work, singing, acting, time with friends, signing autographs. She even ran a fan down who was too nervous to talk to her to sign an autograph and take a picture with them as well. Aaliyah lived her life with a smile on her face and love in her heart.
I felt deep in my heart and in my soul that I had it and that I would do it and that I could do it. And I honestly believed that no matter what anybody said. And I continued. I said, fine, you don't want me, somebody else will. And I will prove it. I will get out there and I will be a star. And I really meant it. And you have to have that frame of mind. You have to have that kind of confidence to make it in this industry or you won't make it. So I did it.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in for our second episode on the look back on the life of Aaliyah, someone who was such a bright star shining for all to witness and see, and who was unfortunately taken far too soon. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure to leave a 5-star rating and a review on Apple Podcasts, and give us a follow on Spotify. We'll see you all again next week for another episode of Gone Too Soon.